Good morning, my dear children. Hope all have finished studying the eagle exercise, question answers, everything I have sent. Now we go on to the next lesson, the waltz address. Now you can see some famous sports people pictures shown there. These are some of the sports people who won a medal at the Rio Olympics 2016. Can you name them? Now the first one is Andy Murray. Second one, the lady, you can see it is an Indian. She is P.V. Sindhu. Third one is Usain Bolt. Fourth one, Michael Phelps. And the fifth one again is a lady, Carolina Marin. I will be sending you the picture. You can write the correct spelling there. Now this is about Sir Donald Bradman. He was an Australian cricketer and he is a worldwide famous batsman also, the greatest batsman of all time. The Bradman Oration, established in the year 2000, is an annual event honoring his memory. So he died in 2001. He was a famous Australian cricketer and a greatest batsman. And now in honor, we are honoring him every year. They honor him in Australia, showing the Bradman Oration. Oration means, orate means to speak in public. Now in this, Rahul Dravid from India was invited to speak about this great personality, that is Sir Donald Bradman. Every year, a prominent sports person is invited to speak about Sir Bradman's cricketing spirit and on the influence of the game in their life. So every year an important person will be selected or will be invited to speak about this man and the influence of cricket. Here is an excerpt from the 2011 speech delivered by the speaker chosen that year, Rahul Dravid. So excerpt means one extract, one passage given from the speech delivered by Rahul Dravid in 2011. In 2011, Rahul Dravid was the person chosen to speak about Sir Donald Bradman, the famous cricketer. Now we go to section 1. Thank you for inviting me to deliver the Bradman Oration. The respect and the regard that came with the invitation to speak tonight is deeply appreciated. So he is starting the speech by thanking the organization, by thanking the Bradman Oration for inviting him, for giving him the opportunity to speak about this great person. And he is thanking the organization. So I must say that I find myself humbled by the venue we find ourselves in. The venue is the National War Memorial, that is the place from where he is going to give his speech. Even though there is neither a pitch in sight nor stumps or bat and balls, as a cricketer, I feel I stand on very sacred ground tonight. So even though he cannot see in cricket, what are the terms used, children? Stumps are there, bat, balls, pitch. So he cannot see anything like that on the ground there. In the National War Memorial place, he could not see all that. He was a cricketer, but he feels that he is very thankful that he has been selected to talk about this very great person. And he feels that he is standing on a sacred ground. When I was told that I would be speaking at the National War Memorial, I thought of how often and how meaninglessly the words war, battle and fight are used to describe the cricket matches. So he was thinking, when he was called to speak about this great personality, he was thinking how meaningless the words war, battle and fight are used to describe the cricket matches. All of you all have seen cricket matches, isn't it? You see how the cricketers they play. They try to win the match. They are fighting against the other team to win the match for their country. Yes, We cricketers devote the better part of our adult lives to being prepared to perform for our countries, to persist and compete as intensely as we can and more. So in the picture you can see Rahul Dravid at a test match. All of you all will be familiar with this man, isn't it? Now he is telling, we cricketers are giving up our adult life for playing for our country. We are sacrificing our life, we are giving up our lives to win, to fight very much. That is not in the war, to fight, what's it, cricket. Yes, in their game, they are fighting the game, they are competing in the game and they are going to win the game. Only if they fight they will win, isn't it? So this building, however, recognizes the men and women who lived out the words war, battle, fight for real and then gave it all up for their country, their lives left incomplete, futures extinguished. So you remember he is standing in the National War Memorial building. Yes, that from the word itself we can make out. You know what is war, children, isn't it? So many lives, whenever there is a war, many people lose their lives, isn't it? They are giving up their lives, especially the soldiers. They give up their lives for the sake of the country, isn't it? You remember our Indian War of Independence, how the people gave up their lives for their country. So same way when he stands there, he is thinking of all those people who lost their lives, who gave up their lives for their country. Yes, with the incomplete futures extinguished, nothing of the future was seen for them because they lost their lives very young, isn't it? The people of both our countries are often told that cricket is the one thing that brings Indians and Australians together. That cricket is a single common denominator. So both the countries, the people of both the countries believe that cricket is the one thing that brings Indians and Australians together. That is, cricket is the only game or the one thing, the most important factor which links or which joins the Indians and the Australians. India's first test series as a free country was played against Australia in November 1947, 3 months after our independence. You remember when India got free? It was August 15th, 1947, isn't it? So just after 3 months, in November, India went to Australia to play the first test series after we got our freedom. Yet the histories of our countries are linked together far more deeply than we think and further back in time than 1947. But in the history, our country and Australia, India and Australia are joined together not only in cricket but also in war during the Second World War before 1947. We share something else other than cricket. So beside cricket, they also share something else. And what is that? Before they played the first test match against each other, Indians and Australians fought wars together on the same side. So Australia and India was on the same side fighting against their enemies. In Gallipoli, where along with the thousands of Australians, over 1,300 Indians also lost their lives. So 1,300 Indians and almost the same number of Australian people also lost their lives. They were killed in the battle, in the war. In World War II, there were Indian and Australian soldiers in El Alamein, North Africa, in the Syria-Lebanon campaign, in Burma, in the battle for Singapore. So in World War II also, India and Australia fought in the same side, on the same side against their enemies. Before we were competitors, Indians and Australians were comrades. Comrades means friends or fellow soldiers. So it is only appropriate that we are here this evening at the Australian War Memorial, where along with celebrating cricket and cricketers, we remember the unknown soldiers of both nations. So as I am standing here to talk to you all, we are not only thinking about the cricketers and cricket, we are not only celebrating cricket and cricketers, but we are also remembering the soldiers, the unknown soldiers, the very many soldiers who gave up their life. Yes, from India and from Australia. So we are remembering them also, we are honoring them also. It is, however, incongruous means strange or surprising, that I, an Indian, happen to be the first cricketer from outside Australia invited to deliver the Bradman oration. So he is feeling very proud and he is feeling surprised because he was the first Indian cricketer to be invited to Australia to talk about the Sir Donald Bradman. I don't say that only because Sir Don once scored 100 before lunch at Lord's, and my 100 at Lord's this year took almost an entire day. So this Sir Donald Bradman, he was a very famous batsman, you know, and he scored a century before lunch, whereas Rahul Dravid was able to score a century only after a full day. But more seriously, Sir Don played just 5 tests against India, that was in the first India-Australia series in 1947-48, which was to be his last season at home. But unfortunately, Bradman was not able to play in India. He didn't even play in India and remains the most venerated cricketer in India not to have played there. Venerated means respected. So we'll stop here and continue in the next class. Read lesson well, children.